Be me, Jenny, 28, working as a marketing coordinator in Denver. Been with my husband Mark for 4 years total. Married for 1. And look, I love him. I do. He's a software engineer, makes good money, treats me amazing. Literally worships the ground I walk on. But if I'm being honest, I settled. There. I said it. My early 20s were wild. I dated bad boys. The kind who ride motorcycles and have tattoos and make your heart race. The kind who also forget your birthday and ghost you for 3 days. By 27, I was exhausted. Then Mark appeared at a friend's game night, sweet and stable and so clearly into me. He proposed after 3 years. I said yes, because it was time to grow up, right? The girls and I do brunch every other Sunday. Me, Ashley, and Becca. We drink bottomless sangria and complain about men, mostly. That Sunday in March, Ashley was venting about her boyfriend wanting to go on some guy's trip to Vegas. He acts like I'm going to cheat the second he leaves town, she said. So insecure. Literally, I agreed. Men are so fragile about this stuff. Like, if you can't trust your partner, what's the point? Becca nodded. I saw this post the other day about guys who demand DNA tests for their kids. Like, imagine being that paranoid. Right? I pulled out my phone, screenshotted something I'd seen earlier. Look at this guy's comment. Every man should get a paternity test. Can't trust these females. The insecurity's embarrassing. That's how I was back then. I'd post stuff like that regularly. Screenshots of articles about toxic masculinity. Quotes about double standards. My friends ate it up. It felt good, honestly. Mark never commented on my posts, but he'd like them. Supportive husband energy. 2 weeks later, Jenna, my best friend since college, called me squealing. She was engaged. Babe, I'm thinking Cabo for the bachelorette, she said. All inclusive. 4 days. Just us girls. Yes. Absolutely yes. I hadn't had a real girls' trip since Mark and I got married. This time though, Jenna's bachelorette, non-negotiable. I booked my flight that night. What I didn't expect was the DM I got 3 days later. Ryan Morrison. My stomach did this stupid flip. Ryan. College ex, the one who got away. We dated junior and senior year. He was everything Mark isn't. Spontaneous, adventurous, never planning past next weekend. He worked on yachts now, traveled constantly. Meanwhile, I was in Denver doing email campaigns for a B2B software company. The message said, "Saw you in Jenna's stories, looking good, I should have left it on red, but my fingers were already typing. Thanks, LOL. Been a while. Too long? You still in Denver? Yep. Married now, actually. Saw that. Lucky guy. I felt Mark shift next to me in bed. He was already asleep. Ryan sent another message. Jenna's doing Cabo for the buck party, right? Funny coincidence. I'm going to be there same weekend with some boys. We should all link up. My heart was racing for no reason. Small world. Yeah, maybe we'll run into you. Count on it. I put my phone face down, stared at the ceiling. It was just Instagram messages. Just being friendly with an ex. Totally normal. I told myself that anyway. Mark drove me to the airport that Thursday in April. Kissed me goodbye. Have fun, babe. Be safe. Text me when you land. I will. Love you. Love you more. He did. I knew he did. That was the problem. He loved me more than I loved him, and I think we both knew it. The flight was packed with bachelorette groups. We pre-gamed with mini bottles at our gate. By the time we landed in Cabo, I felt like my old self again. The version from before Mark, before I got boring. We checked into this massive all-inclusive resort. Ocean view rooms, multiple pools, unlimited drinks. We didn't even unpack. Just changed into bikinis and headed to the swim-up bar. That's when I saw him. Ryan. Across the pool. Backwards, snapback, board shorts, those stupid tribal tattoos on his ribs that I used to trace with my fingers. He saw me at the exact same moment. That smile. God, that smile. He waded toward us. No fucking way. Oh my God, Ryan? I tried to sound surprised. I was not surprised. He pulled me into a hug, held on a second too long. Girls, this is Ryan, I said, pulling back. We went to college together. We dated, he corrected, grinning at Jenna. You must be the bride. Congrats. Jenna raised an eyebrow at me, but smiled. Thanks. You here with people? Yeah, bachelor party, actually. Total coincidence. He pointed across the pool where two guys were doing shots. That's Tyler and Chris. We should all hang tonight. We spent the rest of Friday afternoon at the pool. Ryan and his boys joined our spot. Drinks kept coming. It felt easy and fun, and I kept telling myself it was fine because it was a group thing. But I felt his eyes on me, and I liked it. Back in our room, Jenna cornered me while I was doing my makeup. So, Ryan. What about him? You didn't mention he was going to be here. I didn't know for sure, I lied. Does Mark know you're hanging out with your ex? We're not hanging out. We're just all at the same resort. It's not a big deal. Just be careful, Jen. I'm married. Nothing's going to happen. I believed it when I said it. We met the boys at this club downtown. Packed, reggaeton blasting, everyone dancing. I'd had 3 margaritas at dinner and 2 shots before we even got there. The world had that perfect, blurry, sparkly feeling. Ryan found me on the dance floor, hands on my waist. Hey, stranger. I should have stepped away. I didn't. We danced. Close. His chest against my back, breath on my neck. Then I saw him. Jake. Mark's college friend Jake, standing by the VIP section with his girlfriend Monica, staring directly at me, our eyes locked. Shit. I pulled away from Ryan, waved at Jake, overly enthusiastic. Hey, what are you doing here? Jake looked at Ryan, at me, back at Ryan. Couples trip, different resort. Small world, my voice was too loud. Monica smiled politely. You here for a bachelorette? Yeah, Jenna's getting married. Jake hadn't stopped looking at Ryan. I'm going to grab another drink. Good seeing you, Jenny. He left. Monica followed. My stomach dropped. Jake and Mark played basketball every Tuesday. They were close. Who was that? Ryan asked. Nobody. Mark's friend? He seemed pissed. He's fine. We were just dancing. Ryan pulled me closer again. Then let's keep dancing. I let him. Told myself Jake was drunk, probably wouldn't even remember. Told myself dancing wasn't cheating. Saturday was the beach day. We slept in, hungover. Ryan asked if I wanted to walk down the shore. Sure. We walked for maybe 20 minutes, far enough that our group was just colourful dots. You seem different, he said. Different how? More tamed? Like you're playing a role. It stung because it was true. I grew up, I said defensively. That what you call it? He picked up a shell, tossed it into the water. You used to be so wild, Em. Remember that night we broke into the campus pool at 2 a.m.? I smiled despite myself. We almost got expelled. But we didn't. He stopped walking, turned to face me. You married a software engineer. So? So you used to say you'd never date someone boring. Mark's not boring. Is he exciting? I didn't answer. Ryan stepped closer. Do you love him? Of course. Do you love him like you loved me? My throat felt tight. That was college. We were kids. You didn't answer the question. The sun was setting, orange and pink across the water. I should get back, I said. He caught my wrist. One more night, Em. Let's just have fun. Tomorrow we fly out and go back to real life. Ryan? No expectations. Just tonight. I pulled my hand away, walked back toward the girls, but I didn't say no. Saturday night, Jenna's last hurrah. We did tequila shots while getting ready. I was already too drunk before we even left. The dress I wore was too short, too tight. I looked good and I knew it. The club was even more packed than Friday. We got a table, bottles appearing. Ryan was there. He looked at me when I walked in. I wish I could say I tried to avoid him. I didn't. We were dancing within an hour, grinding, his hands everywhere. Jake and Monica were already gone. They'd probably flown out that morning. Around midnight, Ryan pulled me outside to the patio, quieter out there, just smokers and couples making out. He kissed me. I kissed back, his hands in my hair, my back against the wall. It felt like college again. "Come back with me," he said against my mouth. "Ryan." "Just for a bit. We don't have to do anything." We both knew that was a lie. I should have said no. Should have remembered Mark at home, waiting for my goodnight text. Okay. His hotel was off-resort. The room was small and smelled like coconut and salt water. I remember him pulling off my dress. I remember the bed, his mouth on my neck, thinking, this is happening, and not stopping it. Then it gets blurry. I remember the ceiling fan spinning. I remember feeling like the room was tilting. Then nothing. I woke up Sunday morning in my own hotel bed, still wearing last night's dress, makeup smeared everywhere. My head was pounding. I checked my phone. 3:17 a.m. I'd texted Jenna. Made it back. All good. I didn't remember sending that. Didn't remember getting back to the resort. But I remembered enough. Ryan's room, his hands, the sex. It happened. I ran to the bathroom and threw up. We'd had sex. Definitely. Unprotected? Probably. I was on birth control. Had been for years. It would be fine. I showered 3 times, scrubbed my skin until it was red. Jenna knocked around 10 a.m. You alive in there? Yeah, just hungover. We're getting breakfast. You coming? Give me 10 minutes. The boys were at breakfast too. Ryan looked annoyingly fine. He smiled when he saw me. I pulled him aside near the coffee station. We can't tell anyone about last night. He shrugged. Wasn't planning on it, Em. Was fun though. I wanted to slap him. Hated myself more. I'm serious, Ryan. Not a word. Relax, it's our secret. He winked and walked away. Our secret, like it was cute, like I hadn't just blown up my entire life. I deleted our DMs from the whole trip. Every single message. Then I blocked him. The flight home was torture. At the Cabo airport, I saw Jake and Monica at a different gate. Jake looked up, saw me. His expression was cold, knowing. He'd seen me leave with Ryan Friday night, and now he was going home to tell Mark. Mark picked me up at arrivals. Huge smile, pulling me into a hug. There's my wife. How was it? Amazing. Exhausting. I missed you. He grabbed my suitcase, held my hand to the car, asked about everything. I lied through every answer. That night, I initiated sex. Needed to create an alternative timeline in my head. Needed to feel like Mark's wife again. Mark was sweet and slow and told me he loved me after. I said it back and tried to mean it. 2 weeks later, I realized my period hadn't come. I stared at the pregnancy test in the work bathroom. 2 pink lines. Shit. Last period, April 8th. Cabo, April 18th to 21st. Anniversary with Mark, May 3rd to 4th. If I got pregnant in Cabo, I'd be 8 weeks along. If from anniversary weekend, 4 weeks. I Googled frantically. Pregnancy test accuracy timeline. Can you get pregnant on birth control? I was on birth control, but I'd gotten drunk in Cabo, might have thrown up, might have messed up the timing. I tried to remember if my period came before Cabo or after. I genuinely couldn't remember. I calculated obsessively. April 8th. Last period, 28-day cycle, ovulation around April 22nd. Ryan and I had sex April 20th, but cycles aren't always 28 days. Sometimes 30, sometimes 26. I made myself sick trying to figure it out. When Mark got home, I told him, Babe, I'm pregnant. His face lit up. He picked me up, spun me around. Are you serious? This is amazing. I know, I didn't think it would happen so fast. This is perfect. He kissed me. then kissed my stomach. "Hi, baby. It's your dad." I smiled, forced it. That night, he looked up baby names, talked about the nursery, called his mom. I excused myself to the bathroom and cried silently. For 8 months, I played perfect pregnant wife, went to every appointment, posted bump updates, painted the nursery yellow, avoided Jake like the plague. At 4 months, Mark's mum speculated, "I hope he has your eyes, Jenny, and Mark's smile." I nodded, died inside. At 5 months, Mark made me go to Jake's BBQ. Jake opened the door, saw my pregnant belly. His jaw clenched. "Jenny, Mark, come in." Polite, cold, wouldn't look at me. Later, I overheard Monica. "Weird Jake won't even talk about the Cabo trip anymore. Won't show me a single photo." My blood ran cold. I had a panic attack in the bathroom. We left early. Owen was born in January. I searched his tiny face for answers. Couldn't tell yet. By 4 months old, I could tell. His skin was a shade darker than both mine and Mark's. Not a lot, but Mark's sister noticed. He's got a little colour to him. Must have gotten some recessive genes. His hair came in lighter, dirty blonde, wavy. We both had straight dark brown hair. His eyes, almond-shaped, downturned. Not like Mark's. Mark got quieter, held Owen less, stared at him. Basketball night with Jake resumed. Mark came home one night, didn't say a word. I asked, "How was Jake?" He said fine, and went to bed. Mark started asking weird questions about my cycle, about Cabo, about whether I'd seen anyone from college lately. One night, when Owen was 5 months old, I woke up at 2 a.m. Mark wasn't in bed. I found him in the nursery, holding Owen in the dark. He whispered, "Whose are you?" I backed away quietly. Didn't sleep the rest of the night. Owen was 5.5 months old when Mark texted, "Coming home early, need to talk." My stomach dropped. Mark came home. Didn't kiss me hello, set his bag down. "Sit down, Jen." I sat. He stayed standing. Jake told me what he saw in Cabo. My heart stopped. "What are you talking about?" "You and Ryan." "Dancing. Leaving together. He saw you, Jenny." I went defensive. "We were just dancing." "Don't." His voice was quiet, but hard. "He saw you leave together. At 2 a.m., just you and him." I switched tactics. Anger. "So you're taking Jake's word over mine? Your wife?" "He told me in April." Mark's voice cracked. "Right after you got back. I didn't believe him. I defended you." Silence. Mark sat down. On the chair across from me, not next to me, wouldn't look at me. "Then you got pregnant," and I thought, okay, maybe Jake was wrong. We're starting our family. He was quiet for a long moment. "But then Owen," he looked up. "Jenny, he doesn't look like me. At all. My mum sees it, my sister sees it, I see it every fucking day." "Babies change. I want a DNA test." The words landed like a bomb. I cycled through every tactic, crying, "I can't believe you're doing this." Gaslighting. This is exactly what I've always posted about. Men who can't trust their wives. Turning it on him. "You're going to destroy our family over your insecurities?" Mark stayed calm, which was worse than yelling. "If there's nothing to hide, then there's nothing to worry about, right?" I froze. "That's what you always say, Jen." In all those posts. So prove I'm wrong. Prove Jake was drunk. Prove Owen is mine. I was trapped. If I refused, it was admission of guilt. If I agreed, I might lose everything. "Fine," I whispered. We barely spoke for 3 days. Mark handled everything. Found a clinic, made the appointment. The appointment was clinical. Cold. Cheek swabs from Mark, from Owen. I held Owen and tried not to cry. The text said, "Result in 3 to 5 business days. We'll email them to both of you." "Just me," Mark said. "Send them to just me." My stomach dropped again. 3 days of hell. Mark slept in the guest room. I oscillated between hope and dread. I considered reaching out to Ryan, looked him up from a fake account. His bio, yacht crew, Croatia. I typed a message but never sent it. What would be the point? I googled false DNA test results compulsively. Clung to the 0.01% possibility of error. Day 3, I was feeding Owen when I heard Mark's phone ping. Email notification. I froze. Silence. Then footsteps. Mark appeared in the doorway. His face was completely blank. He was holding his phone. He walked over, turned the screen toward me. Probability of paternity, 0.00%. I stared at the zero, the impossible zero that meant everything. I looked up at Mark's face, waiting for rage. Nothing. His face was stone. He reached down and gently took Owen from my arms, set him in the crib. Then he looked at me one last time. "I'll be at my parents'. My lawyer will contact you." He walked out. I heard him grab his keys, heard the door open and close, heard his car start. I sat on the floor and stared at the wall until Owen started crying. Mark didn't come back. His parents picked up his stuff while I was out. When I got home, his closet was empty. The apartment felt violated. His lawyer sent divorce papers within a week. Custody arrangement, minimal supervised visitation since Mark's name was on the birth certificate, but he wasn't biologically the father. Legal nightmare. I tried to call Mark. Blocked. Texted, not delivered. Instagram, blocked. He'd erased me. I tried Ryan. Blocked everywhere. Made a fake account. Found his profile. Bio. Yacht crew Croatia. Sent a DM. He never opened it. I called Jenna. Met for coffee. She sat down, arms crossed. Jake told Monica. Monica told me. "Jen, please. You lied to all of us. We were there. Now everyone thinks we knew. Ashley's boyfriend thinks she was covering for you. They're fighting because of you. I didn't mean. You cheated on Mark, got pregnant. Let him raise another man's baby for 6 months. Let him bond with Owen. Love him. Think he was a dad. Do you understand how fucked up that is?" Jenna stood up. "Don't contact me again. I don't know who you are." The group chat went silent. I was ghosted by everyone. I had to tell my parents. Drove to their house with Owen. I broke down in their living room. Told them everything. My mom cried. My dad looked disgusted. "How could you do this to that boy? Mark has been nothing but good to you." "Dad, I made a mistake." "A mistake? You had an affair and passed off another man's child as his." My mom. "Where's the father? Does he know?" "He blocked me. He's in Europe. He doesn't want anything to do with it." My dad shook his head. "So you're alone, with a baby. No husband, probably no job soon either." They let me stay the night, but it was cold. In the morning, my mum said, "You should probably go home, Jenny." They didn't offer to help with Owen. My old Instagram posts got screenshot and passed around. Someone made a meme. "If your man needs a DNA test, he's telling on himself." Real men trust their partners. Posted next to irony in huge letters. I made my accounts private, too late. I ran into Mark's co-worker at Target. She saw me, saw Owen, turned around and walked away. I couldn't afford the apartment alone. Had to move back in with my parents. Boxes everywhere in my childhood bedroom. Owen crying. My mum helping but radiating disappointment. Child support was a mess. My lawyer said I needed to establish paternity with Ryan. We located him in Croatia. He refused to respond to legal notices. Jurisdiction nightmare. Years of single motherhood with no support from anyone. 2 months later, I saw Mark through a brewery window. With friends. Laughing. He looked lighter. Free. He saw me on the sidewalk. His face went blank. No emotion. He turned back to his friends like I wasn't there. I stood there in my milk-stained sweatshirt, holding Owen, watching my ex-husband who had loved me completely just not care anymore. I left before he could see me cry. That night, Owen asleep, I scrolled my old Instagram posts. Found one from a year before Cabo. "If your man needs a DNA test, he's telling on himself." Real men trust their partners. This insecurity is embarrassing. 134 likes. All my friends agreeing. I read it over and over. I thought about Mark's face seeing those results, the nothing in his eyes. Ryan, unreachable, not caring he had a son. My friends, my parents, my old life. Owen whimpered. I went to him, looked at his face, the features undeniably Ryan's, the skin tone a shade darker than mine or Mark's. I'm sorry, I whispered. I wasn't sure if I was talking to Owen, to Mark, or to myself. I deleted Instagram, the whole app, sat in the dark. The only sound now was Owen breathing and my own quiet crying.